Okay, so we are still in section 3.5 and working with example 2, which is using a unit rate to solve a rate problem. So this kind of goes back to what we did in 3.3, where this is kind of like the middleman where you're going to find like the unit rate in order to get to the problem to find our answer here. So it says a piece of space junk travels 5 miles every 6 seconds. So here's your ratio, or sorry, here's your rate. That's 5 miles for every 6 seconds. How far does the space junk travel in 30 seconds? So we have to make sure the 30. So here's our one rate, miles to seconds. And now we have our second rate, and they only gave you a portion of it, and they gave you 30 seconds. So our 30 has to go here, somewhere here, but it has to be with seconds. So I have to put it lining up with seconds, which means I need to bring this down to 1 and then bring it back up. So it means I'm going to divide. I did that wrong. I did multiplication. I don't want to do multiplication. I'm going to do divide by 6, and then this is going to be divide by 6. And then from 1 to 30, I need to times 30, which means I'm going to up here times it by 30. So we have to do some work here. So 5 divided by 6 is just as a fraction, 5, 6. And then we have to multiply by 30. So we're just going to take 5, 6 and times it by 30, which is 30 over 1. And it looks like we can cross cancel. And we're going to cross cancel. 6 goes into both of these. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. Cross that out. 5 times 5 is 25, and 1 times 1 is 1. So my answer right here is 25. Okay, so now let's go to example 2. So example 2, we're doing the same thing, except this time they do not give us any information, but we can go back to the top, the previous problem, problem A, to figure it out. So it says 5 miles every 6 seconds. So now instead of saying miles to seconds, it's saying seconds to miles. So this is back to almost like how we did it with example 1. So it was, they gave us in problem A 5 miles every 6 seconds. So 5 miles is going to go down here this time. In problem A, it was at the top. 6 seconds is now going at the top instead of at the bottom. So now it wants to know how many seconds does the space junk travel in 2 miles? So again, we're going to leave this blank, and 2 miles is going to go here. So that means I need to bring this to 1. So I have to bring this down and then bring it up. So let's erase this. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, and then 1 times 2 is 2. So let's go up here. So I divided by 5 at the bottom, so we're going to do 6 divided by 5. So I'm just going to write 6/5, because that's 6 divided by 5. At the bottom, I times it by 2, so that means I'm going to times this by 2. So I'm doing 6/5 times 2 over 1. So 6 times 2 is 12, and 5 times 1 is 5. I need to make this a mixed number. And actually, you really don't need to, but you can. So it's going to be 2 and 2/5. So you're going to write 12/5 or 2 and 2/5. And then it's asking us that's asking us for a question. And I actually have to go back to problem A and write the answer as well. So this one's going to say it takes 2 and 2/5 seconds for the space junk to travel 2 miles. And that's your answer. And then if you go back to problem A, because we forgot to write that answer for A, here we are. We want to say the space junk, it's the opposite. The space junk travels 25 miles in 30 seconds. Okay, and that's your answer. If you need to, rewind if you need to, and you can pause it and go back. And that's about it. Have a great rest of the day.